Hey my prissies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally going to be showing you guys how I do my non-dominant hand in acrylic. I have received so many requests to do this sort of video on my previous videos because I always show myself doing my right hand with my left. So today I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks on how to perfect doing that. Okay, so first things first, as you guys can see, I like to keep my products on my left hand side. This is just so that my products are easily accessible and I won't be reaching over my nail table to get to any of my tools or my products. Next, I just like to hand file my nails to rough up my nail plate. Usually I would use a drill for this part, but when I'm doing my non-dominant hand, I like to eliminate using my drill as much as possible to make sure that I can keep control. When it comes to applying my tips, I like to apply the glue directly to the tip and then put that on my nail. Usually I will put a drop of glue on my natural nail and then put my tip on, but I want to make sure that I'm not spilling any glue all over my finger or anything like that and keeping it nice and neat. I'm also going to blend my tip with my hand file instead of using my drill. Okay, so when it comes to cutting my tips, I don't like to use scissors. As I'll show you guys here, it doesn't cut through all the way because my scissors aren't lefties. So it'll just bend my tip, or my tip will not cut through all the way. So I like to use a tip cutter. This is going to make sure that I get all my tips cut without bending them or not cutting through them all the way. And the same when it comes to cutting the shape. I'm not going to use my scissors to cut my nails into shape. I'm going to be doing coffin shape today. I'm going to use a toenail clipper which has a flat edge, and I'm just going to clip each side of my nail to make the coffin shape. I like pre-shaping when I'm doing my non-dominant hand. It just makes my acrylic application go on a little bit smoother, and it helps me not to have to file as much when my acrylic is laid. Okay, so when it comes to applying my acrylic, I like to do either a 2 or a 3 ball method depending on the length of the nail. I don't recommend doing a 1 ball method when you're doing your non-dominant hand. This can just make acrylic run all over your finger. I'm holding my finger down and letting gravity do majority of the work. I just want to make sure that I'm keeping it nice and neat and controlled. For me, the main thing to focus on is the cuticle area and the side walls, so I can make sure that those areas are nice. I'm not too worried about if the nail gets a little bit lumpy or if the balls aren't completely blending in with each other. I can go and smooth that out later, but I can't go back and fix the cuticle or the side wall area if I mess that up. So when it comes to filing, instead of using my file against my nail, I'm going to use my nail against my file. I hope that makes sense. So basically I'm holding my file stationary for the most part and holding it still while using my hand to kind of run my nail up and down the file to shape it. This just makes sure that my filing is a little bit more uniform. I find that I have a little bit less control when I'm trying to really use my file against the nail, but this way make sure that when I do my coffin shape I can get it nice and straight on the edges. So when it comes to doing the non-dominant hand, it can be kind of hard to control the drill and to make sure that you don't cut yourself. So what I like to do is use a ceramic bit instead of like a metal carbide bit. This is going to make sure that I don't cut myself. And then what I like to do for more control is just file one half of my nail at a time at the cuticle. So what I'm doing right now is drilling at the left side of my nail with my drill in the forward motion, and I'm just filing towards the center of the nail. I'm not going all the way across my cuticle. And then I'll put my drill in reverse and I'll file the right side of my nail towards the cuticles, the center of the cuticle area. This is going to give me a lot more control, make sure I don't cut myself, but also make sure that I get my nail really smooth at the cuticle area. Now that my cuticle area is done, I'm going to go ahead and use my hand file to file the rest of my nails instead of using my drill, because it can be kind of hard to use your drill on the whole entire nail without it kind of skipping around and causing like lines and dents into the nail. So I like to just use my hand file for this part, and then I'll buff them after. Okay, so here's what the nails look like after I hand file them. I'm going to go ahead and buff them. I like to use the coarser side of my buffer first to get out any of the lines that my hand file could have created. And then I'll go in with the smoother side of my buffer just to get them nice and smooth. And of course, I'll wash my hands and apply cuticle oil as always. Alright, so here's what the finished nails look like. As you guys can see, they're not 100% perfect. It's never going to be 100% perfect when you're doing your non-dominant hand, but nobody should be that close to your nails anyway to see that they don't look exactly like the other hand. But I hope these tips helped you guys to do a little bit better when you are doing your non-dominant hand. The more primes you practice, the better that you'll get at doing it. I wasn't that good at doing my non-dominant hand when I first started doing nails. I'm still learning new tips every time I do my nails. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.